This makeover left us all stunned. Today's lesson is about combining Western makeup techniques with Asian makeup techniques to create this soft baddie glam. If Western style makeup doesn't completely suit you, but Asian makeup feels a little too soft, this is the in-between. A hybrid glam that sculpts, lifts, defines the eyes, but still works with her natural features. This is lesson 4 of my series, Come Learn Professional Makeup with me. Say hello to today's lovely model. This is the look we're going for today, a soft baddie glam. We're going to do a more sculpted version of this. First up, I'm going to prep her base. If you want a super thorough tutorial on skin prep, check out my beginner makeup on textured skin video. That was lesson 1. Yong, my makeup teacher, she's sharing a tip on how to identify a client's undertone. If you already know your undertone, you can compare your skin to your client's. For example, I'm warm and our model's skin looks similar to mine, so there's a high chance she's warm too. If she looked more pink next to me, then she would most likely be cool tone. So basically the tip is to use yourself as a reference point. If you look at Yong, she has more olive skin, which tends to lean a little bit green. Zen is similar, so their undertones look closer to each other. For foundation today, Yong is going to mix a color that matches our model's skin tone. We're not going lighter, we're not going darker. We're trying to match her natural skin tone. Usually in her kit, she carries more neutral foundations and she prefers to adjust the undertone accordingly. So she's going to use a color corrector to do this. She's adding in yellow to warm up the foundation. If you're a makeup artist, this is a great tip because you don't want to be carrying like 50 bottles of foundation in your kit. You can simply mix up the color.
So adding yellow because this foundation is a neutral foundation, so it's going to look a little bit like a touch pink. So to make it a little bit more warmer, more yellow undertone, then she's adding a color corrector in, mixing it together.
She's going to apply the foundation with a brush first, then blend it out with a damp sponge. On the other side, she's going to apply a cooler toned foundation so we can see how it looks on her skin. You can see this side looks more grey, and that's when you know it's the wrong undertone. So let's remove that and use a color corrector for her. I'm mixing a tiny dot of the yellow with the neutral foundation for the other side of her face. Now that we've got an even base, we need to work on the under eyes.
You know, go back and watch the mature makeup to learn how to do that, but I'm just going to use a lighter color.
Our model doesn't have crazy dark circles, but there is a shadow area. So I'm going to lift that up using a bit of a peachy concealer mixed with a lighter concealer. And I'm going to place that right where the darkness is. Next, John is going to map out the contour areas. This is more of the Western style sculpting technique. We're mapping out the forehead, cheekbones, working on the most protruding parts of the face, and also along the jawline. A really good tip she shared is to blend out the edges of the mapped areas first. That way you still keep the depth and the color payoff in those specific areas. So she's using a dabbing motion, and you can see how the pigment is still there, but it's blended out really nicely into the base. Now I'm going to map out the highlight areas to create more dimension. I'm placing it on the inner corner of the eyes. For the nose bridge, I place the highlight on the lowest part of the bridge just to bring that up. Now for the nose contour, I'm going to lift the tip up and contour the sides and also create more depth around the bridge. Then when it comes time to blending, I'm going to blend the highlight shade out first and just tapping that color into place with a brush. After that, I'll blend the contour. Now I don't want to shift the placement too much. I just want to diffuse and soften the color. That's pretty blended, but to make it look even more natural, I'll go over the area with a sponge. Okay, next comes cream blush. The placement is going to be diagonal to help lift the face, which is more of the Western style. After that, we're going to use a liquid highlight to bring back some lightness to her face. This part is the Asian technique.
This highlight's focusing on like the flatter areas of the face. So our model today has I guess like a higher forehead, so we don't have to bring that area forward, but the other areas like the center of the face, the chin, we want to bring that forward to create contrast.
On the philtrum right above the cupid's bow, Yong is applying a bit of the contour to help create depth and make the lips look fuller. So she taps and blends that out, and you can see it creates a little bit of a shadow. Then we'll set the base with 2 shades of pressed powder. The lighter shade goes in the center of the face and the darker one goes around the perimeter. Again, this is to help create that natural dimension. As always, you want the brush hairs to do the work, so just use very light bouncing and tapping motion. Now that everything is set, we're going to go in with powders to reinforce the contour, the blush, and the highlight. So starting with the contour first, we're applying and blending this wherever we place the cream contour before. This is going to deepen it up a little bit and also set it in place. Then we're going in with a bronzy blush shade, placing that right on the cheekbones and blending that upwards to help lift up the face. For the center of the cheek, we'll use a softer pink right in the middle, just blending that on. This is where the Asian part comes in. After that, we'll use some of the warmer toned highlight from this Dior palette, and we're just going to highlight and pop that on the high points and the nose. Now, if you guys want a nice blended highlight and not a streak, try using a fan brush to apply it. Now, a quick set with Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and we can move on to eyes.
Okay, contacts are in. Now we can work on eyes.
This is where the whole look comes together. We're going in with a warmer brown shade on the outer corner and blending that inwards into the crease right where the hollow part of the eye is. Then we're building up the depth with a darker matte brown and a pencil brush just along the lash line on the outer corner. After that, we'll use a fluffy brush to blend the color upwards until it creates a soft transition. Then we'll work on the lower lash line. We're using the warmer brown again on the lower lashes, concentrating the color on the outer corner first. Once we're happy with the depth, we'll just blend that forward underneath the lower lid. Next, we'll build up the depth with the darker brown. This time the dark color goes on the outer corner and the inner corner. And then we're going to balance out the eyelids. Our model today has more of a prominent crease on one eye, so John is going to use a double eyelid mesh tape to lift this crease and make it look more balanced with the other eye. To find the right placement, the mesh tape needs to sit above the existing crease so it can create a new fold when the eye opens. Now, if you don't get this first go, it's okay. The tape can be adjusted. You just might need to apply more clear glue on top. Now, John is going to create a cut crease. First, mapping out the shape with concealer. So the model is looking forward with her eyes open. The cut crease should sit above the new crease that we created. So once that is mapped out, the model can close her eyes and John's going to fill in that area. After that, she uses a light matte shadow over the concealer to create a clean cut crease. Next is liner to define the eyes. She's tight lining with a black gel liner. This one is my favorite. It's from Clio. I've been using it for over 5 years and it's so good. Such a good gel liner. Definitely add this one to your cart. After that, she's going to go in with a black shadow to clean up the liner and soften it up. For the winged liner today, she's creating a rounded wing. So it's a little softer than a traditional cat eye wing with the angles. So this is going to be more of like a rounded edge. You can see that it doesn't look so sharp and harsh, but it still gives definition. Then for lashes, she's using these cluster lashes. She's going to apply the end pieces first and place them on top of the natural lashes, and then the rest will go underneath. A good tip is to always push the lashes upwards so as the glue dries, the hairs stay lifted. We don't want no droopy lashes here. Afterwards, she'll blend everything together and sandwich it with mascara. That's the top lid done. The cut crease is very much inspired by Western makeup technique, and now it's time for the lower lid. This part is where the Asian influence comes in. She's going to deepen up the outer edge with a reddish brown shadow and blend that color forward and lower underneath the puffy part of the eye. This is going to accentuate her aguo style, or that puffy part. Now it's time to add some sparkles to the eyes. We're using this silver glitter shadow on the top lid, and then we're going to add some extra highlight in the inner corners as well. Then we're going to go in with lower falsies. This is going to really help open up and define the eyes even more. With the placement, we're applying a little bit lower than where the natural lashes grow. This is going to help make the eyes look bigger. Wowee, look at that. You definitely can't do a baddie glam without a full set of lashes. Next up is brows. We're filling them in with a brow shadow first. The model already has a great brow shape, but we're going to brush up the hairs to create more of a Western style brow. Instead of using a brow gel, John is going to use a bit of a clear lash glue to brush the hairs upwards. She likes this technique because it doesn't flatten the hairs to the skin and it looks natural but lifted. After that, she'll go in with a pencil to fill in any sparse areas, and voila, now that's a brow transformation. Okay, here's a quick before and after with half the face. Do we see the power of makeup here? Now I'm gonna try my best to repeat everything on the other side of her face. I must admit guys, it's been years since I've done a cut crease, so I feel a little rusty, but I love how Jun modernized the look and softened it with the round wing liner. I haven't seen that before, so I definitely will keep that one for the books. Add a little bit more glitter on the eyes for a sparkle moment. Now, excuse me whilst I hold my breath to apply the lashes and make sure I get them in place. Okay, we got there folks, but we can't forget about the brows. Let's fluff them up with some lash glue. My tip is only grab a tiny amount guys. I grabbed a little bit too much and everything was like sticking together, so less is more. Then I'm going to create some hair strokes to make the brows look fuller. Can we all agree that the eyes are definitely the star of the show here? But we still need a lip combo that complements the look. I'm going to conceal her lip line first, then use a peachy nude as a base shade. Here, Jun's showing me how she likes to contour the lip with some eyeshadow. So she's just mixing up a shade here that's going to be like a darker shade than the base color. This is going to be used around the edges of the lips, almost to create like a blurred out lip liner effect. So she's going on the Cupid's bow, overlining that part and then blending the sides down to the natural part of the lip. So not overlining the side. She's going to overline the lower lip just a tiny bit to create a bit of that shadow, which makes the lips look fuller. A nude gloss goes on the center of the lips to add shine and dimension, but we're not going to apply it all over because it's going to cover up all that lip contour we just did. You just want to pop it on the center of the bottom and top lip. Now for the final touches, we're adding a few beauty spots strategically placed so that it draws the eyes to certain features.
I can't wait to show you guys this look.
And the look is complete. Okay guys, if this transformation did not stun you, I don't know what will. This is such a good example of why makeup is not a one size fits all. Sometimes it's not about copying everything from Western glam or everything from Asian makeup exactly. It's about knowing which techniques to borrow and how to adapt them to the face in front of you or to your own features. If you want to learn more pro makeup tips, watch the last 3 lessons in my series. We covered how to work on textured skin, how to nail the latest Chinese makeup techniques, and how to create a more youthful makeup look. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the next lesson. Let me know what look do you want to see next. That's it from me. I'll speak to you guys next time. Bye!